You've got a lot of nerve sending me an invitation to your wedding. Do you know that? Honestly, what even is this supposed to be, Daisy?
Oh, Minnie, don't be so mean to me. I'm just your little sister inviting you to my wedding. Are you really going to tell me that's such a bad thing to do?
Of course it's a bad thing to do when the man you're going to marry is my boyfriend who you stole from me. But you know what you did. Just why do you think I'd ever want to help you and Donald celebrate? I still can't even believe that the two of you are actually getting married.
Well, if I can be honest with you, I'm pretty surprised about it myself. We weren't even serious when I started seeing him. But I guess that Donald just couldn't get enough of me, and before I knew it, he was on his knee proposing to me. And it was a really, really beautiful and expensive-looking ring, so how could I say no?
Well, I'm glad that the two of you are happy, but I'm not going to be going to your wedding, so consider this me officially telling you that I won't be there.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me. To be honest, I didn't even think that you were going to show up to something like this anyways. But you're family, and so I figured that I had to at least send you an invitation as a formality.
Great, well thanks for understanding, I guess. If anyone else asks why I won't be there, just make up some excuse like I have to work or something, got it?
That's a great idea. You did always get more of the brains between us, and I'm glad you see there's no point in letting the family know the truth about us.
Oh, trust me, I don't want nothing more than to let everyone know the kind of snake that you are. But I don't see what good it would do. It wouldn't fix the damage that you caused. Just know that I'm not keeping quiet for your sake.
Yeah, whatever you say. Anyways, thanks for the excuse idea. Hey there, Miss Opal. I'm really sorry to be reaching out to you on your day off, but is now a good time to talk?
Oh, hello, Laura. I'm going to see you tomorrow, aren't I? What is it that you need to talk to me about?
Well, it's actually not about the lessons. I had a more private question that I kind of wanted to ask you. I actually just wanted to ask if you had a little sister.
Well, I do actually have a younger sister, yes. But what makes you ask about her?
I knew it! I'm just curious, though. Is her name Daisy? Because if it is, then is your little sister going to be getting married soon?
Hold on a second. How did you know that she was going to be getting married?
Well, actually, you remember the last time you came over for the lesson, we talked about my son, right? I told you about how he had been dating the same woman for a few years and was wondering if he was going to marry her. Well, it turns out that his girlfriend is your sister.
Wait a second, so you're telling me that your son is going to be marrying my little sister?
That's right. I actually just got the official announcement from my son the other day. Of course, I had met his girlfriend before, and I'd always thought that she bore a striking resemblance to you. But then when I started to ask my son about it, and he told me what his girlfriend's last name was, it all finally clicked for me. That's how I figured out the two of you were sisters.
I see. So then I guess that would mean that your son is Donald then.
That's right! Oh, I really am just so proud of that boy. He's turned into such a fine man, and now he's going to be getting married. But I had no idea that he'd be marrying your sister. Sometimes the world really is just a small place, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say that again. I mean, I have to say I'm quite surprised to hear all of this.
I know, right? Who knew that our families would end up getting closer like this? It really is pretty crazy. Anyways, now I'm even more excited for my son's wedding. But I was wondering, since it's your sister's wedding and all, are you going to give a performance there? I really would love it if you could.
You want me to play on my cello for Daisy and Donald's wedding?
Well, you're just the best player I know, and I can already see how perfect it would be for those two to walk down the aisle while you play beautifully. Not to mention the fact that it would just make the whole day that much more special for the happy couple, don't you think? Of course, I would never ask you to do this for free. We'd pay you, but I wanted to ask you about this first.
I see. Laura, I'm really sorry about this, but I already told my sister that I wouldn't be attending her wedding. So I won't be able to perform there either. I'm really sorry about this.
Hold on. You mean that you're not going to be there for your own sister's wedding? But this is a huge deal. How could you not be there? Is everything okay? I feel just awful now that I know you aren't going to be there.
Oh no, I'm fine. Thank you for asking, and please don't feel bad. It really is just family drama.
Oh, but you can't miss your sister's wedding because of something that happened in the past. Besides, there are going to be so many other people who know you there. And my family is going to be there too, so please, won't you reconsider? It would be amazing to see you there.
Well, I think I'll maybe have to think about it, but it probably won't happen.
Well, what if you just bring your boyfriend to the wedding too? Maybe you could use this wedding to try and convince your boyfriend to have one with you too. I think Donald said he wouldn't have any issues if people brought +1s to the wedding.
Laura, I really do appreciate the consideration, but I think that I'm just gonna have to turn you down. Besides, my boyfriend is already going to be at the wedding.
Wait, what? What do you mean your boyfriend is going to be at the wedding? Is your boyfriend one of Donald's friends or something like that?
Not quite. My boyfriend is Donald, you see.
Wait a second, what do you mean that your boyfriend is Donald? That doesn't make any sense. What are you going on about?
Or was my boyfriend, I should say. I really am sorry to have to tell you like this, but the fact is that the boy I was dating was Donald. We broke up, and it was all because he proposed to my sister Daisy instead.
You mean that you were dating my son and I had no idea about it? How did that happen? I thought you were with your boyfriend for 3 years.
Yes, we were together for 3 years, but it was during that time he started having an affair with my sister, and in the end they ended up getting together and we broke up, and now they're getting married.
You mean to tell me that your sister and my son had an affair behind your back, and that then my son broke up with you to be with your sister? But this is the first that I'm hearing of any of this. How could Donald do that to someone?
You know, we have a lesson scheduled for tomorrow. If you'd like, you could come a bit earlier and maybe we could talk about this. I really would like to be able to give you all the details, as I'm sure you're feeling really confused right now.
Yes, please, if that's all right with you. I think we should do that. Maybe I could come a couple of hours before the lesson was supposed to start.
Of course, that'd be no problem at all. I'll think of all that I want to say and prepare some tea.
Wait a second, what's this? I thought you said you weren't going to be at my wedding, and yet here you are. Am I dreaming? Do my eyes deceive me? I certainly didn't think I'd be seeing you today.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I just had to watch this unfold with my own eyes.
I really don't get you sometimes, sis. You go on and on about how you don't want to be at my wedding, and yet you change your mind at the last minute and show up anyways.
Well, a lot has happened since I first texted you that I wasn't going.
Yeah, apparently. But I don't really care what you have going on. Does this mean that you've forgiven Donald and I then? Or is this just your way of trying to tell him that you still have feelings for him? Because I only want you here if you're ready to help us celebrate our wedding. Except too bad for you. You already said that you weren't going to come, and so we didn't arrange to have a space ready for you. So if you want to stay here, you'll just have no choice but to stand in the corner of the room and watch from there.
Excuse me? You mean you really can't even bring down one spare chair for me?
I said what I said. If you're going to be here, though, I hope you brought us some cash as a wedding present. I wasn't expecting anything from you, but you should have had the good sense to bring something.
Oh, give me a break, Daisy. Did you really think that I came here to give you and Donald money? I'm never going to forgive either of you for what you did to me, and I'm not here to celebrate with you.
Well, then what are you doing here if not to give us money or forgive us? Do you not think I was being serious? Is that why you're here? Or did you come to try and ruin the wedding? Because that just isn't going to work, so you can stop wasting your time now. You are never ever going to get Donald back, so you should just accept that right now.
You think I want Donald back? I never ever want to be with him again. Do you understand me?
You say that, and yet here you are at our wedding, refusing to say what you're doing here. I know you're mad because I stole Donald, and he went to a good school and works a really nice job and makes $1 million salary, but you have to let those feelings go.
For the last time, I am not still in love with Donald. Do you understand?
Well, then tell me what you think you're doing here at our wedding right now. Because I am sick of you lying about not liking him when you're clearly here to try and steal him back. And don't get mad at me for not having a place for you when you're the one showing up after saying you wouldn't be here. If you're not here to give us money, then why don't you just turn around, go home, and accept that you've lost to me?
Actually, if you must know, I was invited by Donald's parents.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I don't care if you don't have a seat for me on your side. I was invited here, and when I've done what I've come to do, I'll leave.
Wait just a second. What do you mean Donald's parents invited you? I don't understand. Why in the world are you even talking to Donald's parents? How do you even know who they are?
Oh, don't worry. You'll find out all of that soon. But I've got to go and get ready now, so I'll be seeing you.
What the heck was that? Why in the world were you up there on stage playing the cello with Donald's mom? Why were you there when Donald's mom is more than capable of playing beautifully without you there? I don't remember asking you to perform at my wedding.
Well, Laura wanted to perform with me since she'd been practicing so hard for so long.
That didn't answer any of my questions. I wanted to know why it was that you and my mother-in-law were doing a duet at my wedding. And why in the world did she even invite you to my wedding in the first place?
I really don't know what you want me to say. I try and attend all of my students' recitals, and if they want to perform with me, that's fine. But I've known Laura for 5 years now because she's been taking cello lessons from me.
You mean to tell me that my new mother-in-law has been your cello student for more than 5 years now?
That's right, and I was playing at your wedding at her invitation. She said she thought it would be great if we could both play. But she told me that she was too nervous to play by herself in front of everyone else, so she asked if I wouldn't mind duetting with her. Like I said, I'm more than happy to do that for my students.
So then, that's why you were invited to the wedding by his parents? Because you teach Laura how to play the cello?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were quite a few surprised faces when they figured out that I was teaching Laura how to play. And even after I went home when we were done, I got a bunch of texts asking why I left the wedding early.
But then, I just need to be sure about this. You didn't say anything to Laura, did you?
Say anything to her? Just what might you be talking about there? You mean like how you stole her son from me while we were dating? Or that you two were having an affair during the 3 months Donald and I were together? Or the fact that you hid that you were my sister from her all that time?
Yes, all of that! All of it! You didn't actually tell her any of that, did you?
I'm sorry, but I think it's now fair to say that Laura knows all about it.
You're kidding me. Why would you do this to her? Why would you tell her about all this?
Well, we actually had no idea just how close we were to each other. I mean, I had no idea she was Donald's mother, and she had no idea I'd been dating her son. But the secret kind of come out when she found out that you and I were related, and I felt like I had to explain it all to her.
But you said that you weren't going to tell. Even Mom and Dad don't know the truth, right? So then why did you have to go and tell Laura everything?
I'm sorry, but it's not easy keeping a secret like that to me. I mean, for years I had to pretend like my sister didn't steal my boyfriend from me. But I just couldn't lie to Laura when she asked why I wouldn't be going to the wedding and insisted that I be there with my boyfriend.
But why did you have to tell her? Why couldn't you have told her after the wedding? What am I going to do now?
You can't actually think that I'd ever lie to one of my students, right? Besides, I've known Laura for a long, long time. I can't stand lying to her.
I mean, this is seriously bad. I mean, I could be in a lot of trouble. And here I thought Laura was starting to like me. But if she knows what I did in order to start dating her son, then... hold on a second. Just how long has Laura known the truth for?
Well, I'd say maybe about 2 months or so at this point.
But then why hasn't she said a thing about it to me? Do you think she could be plotting something against me? Or was her performance her way of telling me that she doesn't care at all about my past? I don't get it. Does she like me, or doesn't she?
Yeah, I really wouldn't know. I'm curious though, do you know the name of the piece that she and I played today? It's called The Day of Rage.
Rage? The song is called Day of Rage?
That's right, it was actually Laura who picked out the arrangement. She said it would be a good way to express how we were feeling about the wedding.
But then, wouldn't that mean that she's actually mad at me about this? Doesn't that mean that Laura's just furious about what I've done then?
You mean you really couldn't tell from the music? Anyways, it sounds to me like you and your new in-laws have a lot to talk about. Good luck with that.
Miss Opal, I just wanted to thank you so much for yesterday. I was nervous, but we really did it.
I thought you were just wonderful. You've really come so far and it shows in every pull of the bow you made.
That makes me so happy to hear. Thank you so much for that.
Of course, and I just want to wish you all the best in your future cello endeavors.
What do you mean? Are you quitting teaching?
Well, no, but I just figured after all that my sister had put you through, keeping me as your teacher would be awkward.
Of course not. You think I'm going to let my son's stupid mistakes or your sister come between me and the best cello teacher I've ever had?
Oh, I see. Well, yes, in that case, I'd love to continue our cello lessons.
In fact, several family members and friends came up to me saying they might like to start the cello as well. So I'd be happy to introduce some of them to you if you'd like. As for my son, I've decided to cut him out of my life. At this point, I want nothing more than to forget all about him.
You're cutting your son out of your life? Is that a good idea?
Of course, he was lying to me about who he really was this whole time. And he hurt someone I care about. You. But anyways, I really don't want to talk about the subject anymore, so if it's okay with you, I'd like to carry on as usual with our weekly lessons. Is that okay?
Yes, of course, I completely understand. I'll see you next week. After that, I got calls from Daisy complaining that our family and Donald's were cutting them both off entirely. Apparently the rumor mill did its magic at the wedding, and soon all the guests knew the truth between Daisy and Donald. In the end, the two of them decided to pack up their things and start a new life elsewhere. But since he had to quit his job to do so, Donald had to restart his career, with a much lower salary. As the stress built up, I heard that he ended up having other affairs where he was spending all of his money on other girls. I have no idea what Daisy is going to do about any of this, with no other means to provide for herself, but that's a mess for her to get out of. As for me, Laura introduced me to some of her family and friends, and my number of students more than doubled. I was actually able to quit my job and start teaching cello full-time, a dream of mine that I've had for a long, long time. I'm even going to try and rent studio space now that I have the means. Obviously, I wish that things could have gone differently between Donald, Daisy, and I, but what happened is already years in the past, and it's pointless to think about changing now. But in some ways, I guess I have to be grateful for the two of them. After all, if Daisy hadn't stolen Donald from me, then I might not be getting to do what I always wanted to do with my life. Life is funny like that sometimes, I guess.